Good morning, children. I'm Purnima, and once again, I stand in front of you to explain and to revise the lesson. A house is not a home. See the title. A house is not a home. Isn't it a beautiful title? So, children, then and before that, before I explaining, before I teaching, I welcome you all in my class. So now we start the lesson. Now, what is the name of a lesson? A House is Not a Home by Zan Godiu. So I've written the name of the author also. It is written by Zan Godiu. Okay. So the name of your lesson is House is Not a Home by Zan Gadioso. And children, I'm going to revise the main points of the lesson, the background of the lesson, and then we will be doing the explanation of the lesson along with the new words. So first of all, I would like to tell you about the background of the lesson. Well, children, this is a nice story. It's based on the challenges and the problems of our lives. Children, our life is not a bed of roses. We are definitely facing a lot of challenges in our life. Every day we are having a lot of challenges. We are facing ups and downs in our life. And then we are struggling to go ahead. So this is the message which writer want to share with you all. We have to face our challenges boldly. Like you can see, this I will be telling you through this story. Because children, in this story, a small boy is there. He don't have a father, and he children, accidentally his whole house has been burned. It got fired, and children, he had no good clothes to wear, also no house to live, no nothing to eat. Okay. At first he felt depressed and dejected, but later on his classmate helped him with everything, and he found life again is not so hard as he was thinking. There will be a lots of ups and downs like in his life, but then it will run smoothly. Only thing, we have to learn to face our life boldly. Definitely some people laugh, some people cry, but it doesn't mean the person who are laughing they don't have problem. Even though they may have a problem, but their way of life, leading a life, is different. They are, children, optimistic person, full of positive feeling. They love to lead or struggle their life in a nice manner. So children, this is the message of the whole lesson, which you will be automatically will be aware as soon as I will start finishing the lesson, and we will be doing the lesson. Now let me tell you about the background. Author's new school. After leaving junior high school, the author was sent to new school. So children, here children, the author is now a grown-up boy, and he has till now, children, he was in his old school. He has completed his junior high school. That means till 8 he was there, and now with some situation is there that he had to change his school. He was sent to a new school. He felt very isolated there, because children, he was not able to do any friendship with the other fellows, and he missed his school classmates, his colleagues, his class teacher, his subject teachers. He really missed a lot. In fact, children, he missed all his friends also. And but children, he never forget. He was never forgetting to visit his old teacher. Whenever he used to have time, he used to go to his old teachers and he used to visit them. And these teachers, they were often used to encourage him. Now children, one day author was doing his homework. Okay, he was sitting and he was doing his homework. He noticed some smoke was pouring in, and the author and his mother immediately ran out into the front yard to see from where the smoke was coming. His mother rushed back to the house to take out some important document. Now children, when they saw, they were shocked that their house was burning, the smoke was coming from their house only. And now children, in a very short time, the whole house will burn. Why? Because now the fire were not, they were not control the fire now. Okay, and children, the situation was such a that it was there in that place a house used to be a wooden house. So within a few hours or few seconds, the whole house will burn. They are the houses are not cemented house. Cemented house take a very less time to we can extinguish the fire, but on the contrary, the house which is made of wood, it burns within few minutes or few hours. So their house was of course a wooden house, and when they came outside to see from where the smoke was coming, they were shocked that the roof of the house was already burned. Now children, the author and his mother immediately ran into the front yard just for they wanted to have their safety. They ran to their front yard. His mother rushed back to the house to take out some important document. His mother, she rushed to the house to take out some important document. The whole roof was engulfed. Okay, so the whole house was engulfed in flames, and it was spreading quickly. Since it was a wooden house, it was spreading very quickly. The firefighter came to extinguish the fire. His mother was taken out of the house, was unconscious. So children, right, the mother was taken out of the house. She was unconscious. Now children, the author was downhearted. When he saw all this thing, he became very sad. He was till a teenage, he understood, he was understanding everything, that how they are going to manage now. Okay, his mother, she was already, children, did not have any support of the family. His father was not there, he died already, and children, he was also very small. And when he saw his house, it was completely burnt down now. He felt isolated in his school. His cat was not with him. Now children, he was having a cat also. From the day the house was burned, he could not find his cat. So he took that cat as a dead. He thought that it also died in the fire. All these things made the author very depressed. He was very much depressed. His classmates support. Now children, yes, one more thing, one important incident which I forgot to discuss. His mother was quite an intelligent lady. When children, his house was burning, she played into her own life, and she ran to collect some important document and the photograph of her, because that was the only memory which she was having of her husband. So anyhow, she has taken, and but when she came out for the second time, she got unconscious. Now children, his classmates support. The author felt gloomy, but to his surprise, his classmates who did not speak to him in the class came to him with all the stationery. Now children, the author was shocked. He was shocked to see how nice his classmate. Till now, he was feeling alone. Children, he was thinking that he was his friends, but as soon as his classmate heard about the tragedy, about the fire which took, and they came to know that the author's whole house was burned. So children, they gathered together and they collected lot of important things for the offer, like stationery, clothes, shoes, bag, whatever the child needs at that age. They of all children, different type of clothes, stationery. Now author children, they got author and they supported him. Now children, the author breathed a sign of relief and thought that now everything would be okay. Now children, when author saw all this thing, he felt for the first time that how nice the world is. The school where he was feeling so dejected, how nicely everybody has come forward, his classmate to help him, his teachers also helped him. So children, he was very happy. He thought the world is not so bad and we must face our problem very boldly. Well children, in the meantime, the author children wrote down his phone number on the collar of the cat, and a woman who got the cat somehow managed to find out those cat it was and returned the cat to the author. The author felt very happy and grateful to the woman. So children, in the last, everything went well, everything went fine, and children, the circumstances made author to feel that the world is not so bad. Okay, till now he was feeling dejected and depressed that he is without any friend, without any support. Now he feel that the people in the world are very good. Definitely children, they will come out to support you if you are in a need. So this is the children background of the story. So children, I will be telling you about the background again. I revise once again the main point of the story. After leaving his junior high school, the author was sent to a new school. In a new school, the author felt isolated and sad. The author's house caught fire. Everything in the house burned. The author felt more downhearted when he did not find his cat. The author mother had to borrow money from author's grandparents. The author rented an apartment and used to go to his house, hoping that he would find his cat. His classmates came to the author with textbook, notebook, pen, and different kinds of clothes. After a few days, a woman came to him with his cat. Now author felt happy and regained a new life. So this is all about a story, children. And now I'm going to read the lesson. We will come to page number 48 of your book Moments, chapter 8, A House is Not a Home. So children, in the appetizer, let's see what is written. The story reflects the challenges of being a teenager and the problem of growing up. Does the children So children, in this story, what it is reflected, children, when a person is very small, when he is a child, he is without any responsibility. But when he grows up, he had to face lots of up and downs and lots of responsibility in his life. In fact, he feels that we have to struggle in life. But then we have to face our challenges boldly. So this is the theme. This is the message of the whole lesson. So writer is a teenager. Till now he was small, he was not having any problem, any responsibility. Though his father was also not there. His father died, his mother was alone. But she did not tell any responsibility. She did not tell him, and he was living very freely. Now till 8th class he had studied in a school, and after class 8, after junior high school, he had to shift to other school. There he realized, children, when he went to a new school, he felt that nobody likes him, nobody talks to him. In fact, he used to go to his old house to meet his teacher. Otherwise, he was not having any friend. Now, children, he realized that the new school children are very good when his whole house was got burned in a fire. And he was having nothing was left to him. So the student of that school donated shoes, different type of clothes, stationery, what different type of things which a child is needed at that time. So they have given everything to him. Now, children, then he realized that finally that life is not so much bad as he was thinking. Life is definitely a very nice thing, and the people are there also living in this world, they're also very nice. So now, children, I start my reading the lesson. My first year of high school felt awkward. Awkward means uncomfortable. So what is the meaning of awkward? Uncomfortable. My first what is this? My first year of high school felt awkward. After leaving junior high at the head of my class, with all the seniority the upper grade levels could afford me. Now, children, he had to leave his junior high school. Children, now he is become older and he has to be in a higher rank class, so he has to shift to other school. After leaving junior high at the head of my class, now children, when he was in the junior high school, he was the head of the class. Head of the class, that he might be the monitor, or he might have got a special duty was must have allotted by his teacher. So he was the head of his class. With all the seniority the upper grade levels could afford me. It felt strange starting over as a freshman. Now, children, when he was having a lot of power in his class and the teachers had given a lot of responsibility to him, but then when he shifted to other school children, he felt strange and he became a fresher. He became a freshman. Freshman means he became a fresher. That means new admission. Okay, a new admission. So he became a fresher. Freshman means fresher. A new admission child is known as freshman. The school was twice as big as my old school. Now, children, his old school was not very big, but this school was as big as his old school. And to make matter worse, my closest friend were sent to a different high school. Not only that, children, the worst thing was that all his friends were sent to different high school. They were not sent to the same school. I felt very isolated. Now, children, it was the writer who felt very isolated at that time. Okay, so he felt very isolated. Isolated means alone. Isolated means alone. Okay, isolated means alone. Well, so, children, he felt very alone, and to make matter worse, my closest friends were sent to a different high school. Children, the matter has worse because all his closest friends, they were not to their parents had decided to send their children to other school. They were not sent in the same school. So, children, he was very much isolated. He became very much alone when he joined the new school. I missed my old teacher so much that I would go back and visit them. Now, children, he missed his teacher a lot. He missed his old teacher a lot. Okay, because they were the one who was he was very attached to them. And children, in the new school, children, he felt bad. Not he was did not he was not very much attached to his teachers. He was a bit reserved with them. So, children, whenever he had time, he could not forget his old teacher. He used to run and visit his old teachers. They would encourage me to get involved in school activity so that I could meet new people. So, children, they were the one who they encouraged me to get involved in school activities so that I could meet new people. So, children, they were the one who encouraged him to get involved in school activities so that he could meet new people. They told me that in time I would adjust and probably end up loving my new school more than I had my old one. Now, children, this teacher, when they knew that he is children, the teachers, they knew that he is feeling very isolated, and they always used to tell ki very soon you will be adjusted to the new atmosphere with your new teachers, and you will be happy there, you will be satisfied there. So they always used to encourage him. They told me that in time I would adjust and probably end up loving my new school more than I had my old one. So they also told him that very soon he would be loving his new school. Okay, more he would be loving his school more than his old school. They made me promise that when that happened, I would still come by and visit them from time to time. Now, children, they also told him, they also made him promise to say that whenever one day it will be, children, they told that you will see that you will really visit your, or forget your old school, and you will be loving your new school. But that time also you must come, and you have to, they told that you must come and visit your old school, and the teachers, you have to meet them. I understood the psychology in what they were saying, but I took some comfort in it nonetheless. Nonetheless is despite the fact. Nonetheless means despite the fact. So children, he knew the psychology why they are telling him. He knew they are simply encouraging him, okay, to make him feel more positive towards his school. They were telling all this thing to him. But children, he knew it is very difficult to forget his old school. One Sunday afternoon, not long after I had started high school, I was sitting at home at our dining room table doing homework. So, children, it was a Sunday afternoon when writer was sitting in his dining room. He was doing his homework, and children, it was a bit cold and windy fall day. Okay, windy means with a strong wind. So windy means when strong winds blows. Windy means children when strong winds blows. So this is the meaning of windy. Okay. So children, the weather was cold, and children, it was windy. Okay, and he was sitting, and he was doing homework on his dining table. As usual, my red tabby cat was lying on top of all my paper. Now, children, he was having a pet cat, and he really used to love his cat very much. That cat was sitting, okay, red tabby cat. So, children, the color of the tab is also, now we know it was a red tabby cat. It was sitting top of all my papers. As usual, my red, it was sitting top of all my papers, purring loudly and occasionally sweating at my pen for entertainment sake. So children, sweating means heat. Sweating means, now I will write some more new words. So the meaning of sweating, the meaning of sweating is so children, that cat was playing with the So children, purring means the cat purr. The cat was speaking, that is known as purring, and occasionally sweating at my pen for entertainment sake. So children, the cat was also having entertainment. It was sweating, it was hitting the pen, okay, for its own entertainment. She was never far from me. I'd rescued her when she was a kitten, and somehow she knew I was the one responsible for giving her the good life. Now, children, that cat was very much attached to the writer. She was very much attached to the writer, and she was never far from me. I'd rescued her when she was a kitten. So, children, he told her when she was a he had rescued her when she was a kitten. When kitten means very small cat, and somehow she knew that I was the one responsible for giving her the good life. She also knew this thing, that he is the one who has given her the new life. My mother kept stoking the fire to keep the house nice and warm. My mother kept stoking the fire. So stock means to burn the fire. Stock means to burn the fire. As usual, my red tabby cat was lying on top of all my papers, purring loudly and occasionally sweating at my pen for entertainment sake. She was never far from me. I rescued her when she was a kitten. Rescued means children, to save her when she was a kitten, and somehow she knew that I was the one responsible for giving her the good life. My mother kept stoking the fire to keep the house nice and warm. Suddenly, I smelled something strange. So, children, this activity was done. Red tabby cat was sitting on the paper, sweating the pain. He was doing the writer, the narrator was doing the homework, and children, mother has done what? She had kept stoking the fire. And then children, suddenly they smelled something. It was mm, something strange. And then I noticed smoke pouring in through the seams of the ceilings. And children, suddenly what they have noticed? They have noticed the smoke is coming from the seams of the ceiling. Okay. The smoke began to fill the room so quickly that we could barely see. Barely means hardly. So children, the smoke came out from the room and they could hardly see now. Now, so children, my mother kept stoking the fire to keep the house nice and warm. Suddenly I smelled something strange, and then I noticed it, smoke pouring through the seams of the ceiling. The smoke began to fill the room so quickly that we could barely see. Groping. Groping means children, you have to write it. This is a new word. To search with hands. Children, whenever there is a sudden, when the light go, what do? We grab, we search, we try to search the things with our hand because we could not see anything. So children, they were in the same situation. Okay. Suddenly when the smoke started pouring through the seams of the ceiling, the smoke began to fill the room so quickly that they could barely see. Children, they were not able to see. They started groping. Groping means they started searching in the dark our way to the front door. So children, what they started searching They started searching the front door. We all ran out the front yard, and children, they knew that something very dangerous is there, and just to save their life, they ran to the children front yard of the house. We all ran into the front yard. By this time, we made our way outside. The whole roof was engulfed in flame. So, children, what did they saw? They saw that the whole roof was engulfed in flame. Okay, so children, the whole house was in flame now. So with this, children, it was spreading quickly. The fire was spreading very quickly. I ran to the neighborhood, so called the fire department. Children, he went to the neighbor house. At that time, cell phone was not there. It was not there, so he ran to the fire department. He ran to the neighborhood to call the fire department. While I watched, my mother ran back into the house. Now, children, while he was watching, he saw that his mother ran back to the house. Now, children, I will be explaining, since the time is over, I will be explaining the rest part of the lesson in my next video. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.